Hello everyone, this is Amanda from A Joyful Scrapper. Thanks for joining me again on my second process video. Today I'm going to be playing along with Christy's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches. She has a new one started. This one is the one for day 1, June 1st. I'm going to be using 3 different kits from my Not Just for Boys kit club. The first kit is from These Moments. I just took this one sheet of paper, and it might have been 2. This one might also be from that same kit. The second kit is from the Enchanted Premium Kit, and I'm just using this one piece of paper that was left over. I liked the different shades of green that went together, so I decided to put those 3. This is just a cardboard sticker kit from Minte that came with the Bliss kit from Not Just for Boys. There's just a few stickers in there I thought I might be able to use on this layout. As you can see from the sketch, it's a pretty simple layout, although for me, we'll see if I actually keep it simple or not. Usually I don't. My son just recently graduated, as you can see from the pictures, and so I've been kind of scrapping a lot of him lately. This one, I had him go pose in front of our home before we took him to the graduation ceremony. As you can see by his face, he was kind of like, "Mom, why are you making me do this?" Even at 19, he's still at the phase of, "Mom, I don't feel like you taking my picture, so please stop." But out of the 4, I had 4 of these pictures. I decided on the 3 more close-up ones there, and I took a strip of the kind of, I don't know, it's like a heathered greenish color with green and black and gray. I took that and made a strip of that, and then I took and made a little bit longer strip of the green bricks. I can't remember for sure which kit that's from. I really think it was from the same kit as the main page I'm going to use, but I can't be certain. I know it came from Not Just for Boys though, so I apologize that I don't know exactly where it came from. That silver piece that you see right there that I'm gluing the pictures onto, that's just a random piece I had in my scrap pile. It came from one of those giant paper packs, and I got it probably 15 years ago at least, maybe more, I don't know. I don't know who the maker is because I have at this point lost the cover to it. It just kind of came off. But I decided to use that as basically the matting for my photos. And then as I was looking at this put together, I decided I didn't quite like the lime green color of those bricks. I don't know why, but they really felt like they just stood out in a way that didn't work. So I grabbed a piece of vellum that I had laying up on my work desk and just layered it over top, kind of tacked it down in a couple areas with tape that I figured I would cover with my photos anyway, so it would be okay. And then I tore along the left-hand side there that goes along with that kind of heathered piece. And I really like how that turned out. I like that it kind of softened the edges of those really straight cut pieces of paper. I'm not really a huge fan most of the time of just that really sharp cut. So, you know, doing that, putting that vellum on there really kind of softened those edges up. The pieces that I'm putting in right now, those are from 49 in Market, and it came as a pack in one of the Not Just for Boys kits. I believe it was from the These Moments page kit, and I absolutely love 49 in Market. Literally anything I can get from 49 in Market, anything I can get my little hands on, I will get it. The other day I was shopping up at our local shop, and they actually had some 49 in Market, and I grabbed up as much as I could possibly find as far as embellishments and pages would go. They're just one of my absolute favorite people. I love the vintage look to it. I love that these specific pieces that I'm putting in right now have actual stitching on it. It's not just stitch look. It's not drawn on. It is real stitching. It just I don't know, for me, I just love that kind of stuff. And I love when a lot of detail is put into these different embellishments. So those pieces I tucked in around underneath the main photo area. Those are all from 49 and Market. The little piece that I'm using for my title, it spells out wonderful. This also came from the a la carte section of Not Just for Boys. I don't remember when I picked this up. It was when I ordered one of my sets. And I just decided to put some more of that silvery paper behind it just to kind of make it stand out a little bit more on the page, since I am going to have quite a bit of green on that background. I figured, why not? Let's just throw a little more silver in it. My son's graduating colors, his school colors are green and black and silver. And so I decided to tuck in as much as that little silver elements as I could. So on the sketch, they had several areas where there were circle elements. As you can see, I didn't do the circle elements with the embellishments that I put around the photos, so I thought I could add those in with a little bit of mixed media. I'm going to use one of my Shimmerz. Shimmerz is also one of my absolute favorite products. I buy as much of it as I can, and I use it almost always. Not always, but almost always. This time I'm using a Vibes called Forget Me Not. It has just so much shimmery sparkliness, and I just love it. And I love the color of this particular one. You saw me just a second ago. I was just trying out the color before I put it on my background page, just to make sure I didn't mind how bright it was. And I didn't. It really goes off from those bricks, even though I tamed down the bricks a bit with the vellum. This color kind of pulls off from that, and I really don't mind it in the background, the brightness of it. For me, as long as it adds some sparkle and just some pretty texture to the page, which it seems like it does, then I'm all for it. I'm good with it. And I don't really have a better green that matches what's on this at this point. I guess I need to do another shopping trip with Shimmerz to see. This stencil is my basically like coffee mark stencil, and I love this stencil. I've used it on multiple backgrounds, and I will continue to use it on more backgrounds. I just love just the messy spilled look. I don't know what it is about that, but I've always been really drawn to kind of either the vintage or just messy. I'm big into the mixed media. You will see me most of the time add something, whether it be stencils like this or some watercolor somewhere, or even just splatters. Almost every page I put this onto. I don't know why. It just, for some reason, pages just don't seem done until I've messed them up a little bit. If they look too neat, I usually sit back and say to myself, no, it needs to be a little messier. So I generally tend to mess it up a bit. So here I'm just trying to place my embellishment pieces back over where I have added the mixed media onto the page. In a minute, you're going to see that it fades out, and I'll come back and there's going to be a bunch more of the mixed media, because as I said, if I look at it and I think, no, this is just too clean, I will come in and I will mess it up even more. So once I get these things all placed on here, I will make that determination that I need more, and I'm going to come back and you're going to see that, especially along the center, there's going to be a lot more splatters, and there's going to be several more stains on the page that I use from the stencil. So that should be coming up here in just a moment. At this point, I'm just trying to get everything placed where I think I want it. Looking at the different embellishments I have. That tassel is one of the actual tassels that my son was given for his graduation. It's not the one he wore. That one is still on his cap and is in his keepsake box. They actually provided an extra tassel, and my son said it was most likely just in case they lost one, but I thought, no, it's for Mom to put in her scrapbook. So there it is. Full-size tassel from graduation. Yes, I love my embellishments, and yes, I will put as many as possible on here and as chunky as possible on here. I don't have a single issue with putting big old fat embellishments on every single page. Do my books close? Absolutely not, but I don't have a problem with that. So here I'm just going to be putting down my photos. The rest of it is tacked down. Most of it, the little section around there that I'm putting the photos on, that's already tacked down. I did that off camera just to make sure that that was set. We were good there. I decided to put the photos up on a little bit of foam just for some dimension. Like I said, this was going to be a fat page anyway with that tassel on there, so I might as well just go all out and stick everything up there on something. As you can see in the background, notice right where my hand just was, underneath there you can see a lot more splatters and stains that I put on there while I was off camera as well. Like I said, I can't help myself. If it's too clean, I just got to dirty it up. I just can't help it. So here I'm just working on affixing down everything. And my title there, like I said, I used the Wonderful from Not Just for Boys a la carte section. And at this point, the main part is done. All of the photos are down. All of my matting is down. And so now I'm just going to start looking through a couple of embellishment packs that I had set aside to possibly use for this one. The one I've got there in my hand was the thickers. Excuse me, that also came with one of my Not Just for Boys kits. I believe it was the Enchanted kit, and it's a thickers called Miscellanea. Right there is the Minte sheet of cardboard stickers that I showed you guys at the beginning. This one came with the Bliss Not Just for Boys kit, and I know it has a lot of blue on it, but I picked pieces out of it that didn't have any blue. It just had white and black. At the end, I believe I pick a few phrases. It says, "Now is my turn, be brave, and it's my time now." The little tag there that I just put on the page says, "Make today great." And I decided to make that part of my title cluster up on the top. On the thickers Miscellanea, I had to kind of search through because that had a lot of gold, as you can see there. And I didn't do gold. I did silver due to that being the school colors for my son's school. So I picked out the black and white elements. There I just placed a couple of small leaves next to the Wonderful. And then down at the bottom, I make a really simple cluster just out of those couple of flowers there. I didn't feel like this page needed a ton, especially because I'm going to be putting that great big tassel onto the side of the page, and I figured a lot that would draw your eye right to the photos anyway. So, and that's where we want to be looking mostly. So I didn't feel like I needed to go super, super heavy on all of the embellishments. So it's just going to be mostly a few of those just little wordy bits that I told you about. Those leaves that I stuck over there. This little flower, he doesn't stay. I didn't like him as much. Sorry, buddy. So I put him back, and then I pulled out some of these, just the heads of the flowers. I do use a couple of those, but they don't stay right there by the photos. I end up moving them elsewhere because I remembered that's where I was going to put the tassel. So I really didn't need anything over there. It was all going to get covered up anyway. So I do take those off and I do put them, excuse me, in another spot. Actually, I don't even use all of them. I think I only use maybe one more of those. And then I pull out another leaf or two. But you'll see me, take those off, put those back, because that's when I realize that's going to just get covered up. I don't need to waste those over there. So here I am fussing around. Sorry about that. I hit my camera. I'm not used to scrapping with a camera above me, so I apologize that I keep hitting it every so often. But I'm just laying my tassel out here, trying to decide how I'm going to attach it, and then just making sure that all of my little wordy bits are going to stay where I need them to stay. Right now, I'm simply putting just a little bit of foam on the one side that hangs over, just so I can attach it a little bit better. Those cardboard stickers just didn't want, or I'm sorry, cardstock stickers, or what were they? I don't remember what it said now. It said something like cardboard. They're very thick. They just didn't want to stick very well on their own. So that little added foam on the bottom not only kept it up off the top of the, up off from the page just a little bit and gave a little dimension, but it also helped it to stick a little bit better. I didn't really need to put the title piece up on foam, but hey, why not? Like I said, this was going to be a fat page anyway. I might as well just stick everything up as far as I can. So now I'm going to be fussing around with trying to put the tassel on the page. My initial idea was just to stick it in with brads, and so that is what I am doing right now. I poked a hole into the page with one of my sharp poker tool that comes inside my little toolkit, and I pushed that down through the page, and I stuck at least part of it through the string on the tassel in order to hold it in place. And then I put another one up here on the right-hand corner of that photo so that it can kind of hold the string there so it doesn't fall over the photos and you can't see them. I do kind of ruin this first brad I'm trying to put in there. I don't know if it was kind of messed up to start with or if I just messed it up trying to push it through the string, but he kind of just got a little messed up, and so you're going to see me take it out here, and then I'll grab a new one and put a different one in there. And this one worked just fine. I just stuck it, like I said, through the string of the tassel to keep it from flopping around on the page, and then stuck it through the back of the page. One little nice tip is if you like to use brads or any other type of like those metal pieces, especially if they go through your page, a nice way to keep those from snagging on the page behind it when you put it in your album is to put some washi over top of the little prongs on the back. And that's what you see me doing right there. I don't really mind that part of that tassel string on the top is a little bit floppy. It doesn't bother me. Like I said, I like the messy look, and so things don't have to be perfect, but I do want to try to keep this tassel from moving around quite so much. So I grabbed a very, very old box of glue dots. I didn't even know if they were going to work because they're literally 15 years old. I got them when I worked, when I sold Stampin' Up! And so I was like, I have no idea if these will stick. But I put one of them back on the metal part of the tassel, and honestly, it's holding pretty well. So it kind of keeps that tassel along the side, right where I want it to lay. Okay, so at this point, I'm looking at the page, seeing what else, if anything, I need to do. I'm comparing to my sketch. I feel like I've got pretty much most all of the elements in place. I think right now I'm just that bottom little piece of wordy bit, it did not want to stay stuck. I glued it down. I put it down with some foam tape. At the end, I had to add more glue to it and just put something heavy on it so it would stay down. I really don't know why it did not want to stay down. I had it all leveled out. Seemed like it was working just fine. However, it wasn't. It did not want to stay. So, oh yes, I forgot. At the very end, you know me, I told you, if it's not dirty enough, I'm going to dirty it up some more. So I was not particularly finished with adding in some of my mixed media. So at the end, I grabbed one of my inklings from Shimmerz called No One's Chrome, and I'm going to put just a little more silver shine just with some splatty bits all over the background of the page. So that's what I'm doing here, just tapping it around until I get enough splatters that I feel happy about it. I do this for a little bit because, like I said, enough is never enough for me. I like to have as much mixed media and splatty goodness as I can get. Plus, this adds just such an awesome shine to the page when you're done, and it really reflects off from that silver paper that I used underneath the Wonderful and to map my photos. So I really liked using that, and that is the finished page. Thank you all for watching. I'll have some still shots here in just a moment, and have a great afternoon. Bye for now.